Hi friends, I'm Jarvis from the Warhammer podcast, and welcome to this new episode. So, as I'm recording this video, I'm waiting for the second book of the Vigilus storyline and the Chaos Space Marines Codex. And as I'm waiting, I'm thinking about the old Space Marine characters, from Grimaldus to Cato Sicarius. And that got me thinking if any of these characters could actually become Primaris Marines. Because as we all know, Marneus Calgar, in the book of Vigilus Defiance, he would be part of the operation to convert him from a regular Space Marine into a Primaris. And even though it almost killed him, he was able to do it, showing that the old Space Marines, they won't just die off, they can convert into becoming Primaris. Now, I'm not sure if every single old Space Marine could convert into Primaris. It's just that because Calgar almost died, that got you into thinking if, could a regular Space Marine become Primaris? Yes, he was able to, but could all of them? Because as we all know, not every single human being can become a Space Marine. And because it's more safer to become a Primaris Marine for any human, not every single male could become a Space Marine. It's just that every single individual has a certain limit of how far their bodies could change and so forth. So for this video, I was thought about discussing with you guys some cool ideas I have for some Space Marine characters that would make really cool Primaris Marines for both storyline and on the tabletop itself. I won't go through every single Space Marine character, as that would probably take too long. So I'm only going to pick 4 that I've selected, and I would definitely like to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. So without further ado, let's get started. Now first, I'll get this guy out of the way. I definitely think that Cato Sicarius would become a Primaris Marine. My reason for this is because he's in the Vitrix Guard. He's fighting alongside with Guilliman in almost every fight. He's part of his bodyguard, basically. I could definitely see him wanting to become a Primaris Marine, not just so he could become a better warrior with Guilliman, because Chapter Master Calgar was able to become one. That'll probably encourage him to take the upgrade as well. It would definitely make a cool model. I just want to get that out there. I can definitely see Sicarius converting to a Primaris Marine down the storyline. Now, I'll go to the 2 characters on my list that might be a little bit tricky, but that's because of their chapter and how they are as individuals. Now, because I am a fan of the Black Templars, I think Grimaldus would also make a cool model. Not only would this be a good way for Grimaldus to get an updated model, he's been a Finecast model for years, and it would make sense why Games Workshop should upgrade him, because, Finecast is almost dead, in my opinion. And for him to become a Primaris Marine, I like to imagine him as those Primaris chaplains. It would look really cool, in my opinion. But I'm not so sure if he would want to go through that operation. The Black Templars are very conservative with their ways. They don't follow the Codex, and they're a lot more xenophobic than any other Space Marine chapter. Yes, they did accept the Primaris Space Marines. It's not impossible, but of how conservative they are, maybe Games Workshop should explore that idea. Maybe Grimaldus sees this as a way to better serve the Emperor of Mankind, and he sees this as the destiny for the sons of the Emperor. But that's just my views. Now for Dante of the Blood Angels, in the book Devastation of Baal, he was joyful of the Primaris Space Marines. He sees them as a cure for the Blood Angels because regular Blood Angels Space Marines, they are cursed with the Red Thirst, the Black Rage, and Dante always worried that the Blood Angels would later be exterminated because of this flaw. However, with the Primaris Marines coming in, and because they are mostly resistant to the Black Rage and Red Thirst, it would make sense why he might want to become a Primaris Marine, so he could rid himself of the curse and become part of the new order for the Blood Angels. But difficulty here is that he's, I believe, 1,000 years old, and even Guilliman would admit that he has lived longer than any Space Marine should. So if he were to go with the operation, it could kill him because of how old he is. Like I said, it's not impossible, but you just wonder if that's a risk he's willing to take. But maybe he will. I like to see his character explored down the line, and that would make a really cool book. And as for Gabriel Seth, I don't think he would want to become a Primaris Marine anytime soon. Again, in the book Devastation of Baal, Gabriel was one of the characters that didn't like the Primaris Space Marines. He saw them as Ultramarines painted in flesh tearers colors. Even if he does admit that the Red Thirst and Black Death are a curse on the Blood Angels, he also sees it as what makes the Blood Angels Blood Angels. He sees them as part of their culture, a sort of gift from Sanguinias. And because the Primaris Marines are more resistant to the Black Rage and Red Thirst, I don't think he'll want to become a Primaris Marine, because that would take away what made the Flesh Tearers and Blood Angels what they are. If they did make him a model, it would look really sick. He's probably covered in gore, a huge roaring chainsword. But because of how he is as a character, maybe Games Workshop won't go that route. But then again, that's my opinion. Those are my thoughts about Space Marine characters that could become really cool Primaris Space Marines. I would definitely like to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Anyways, hope you liked this video, and thanks for watching. And if you're new to this channel and you'd like to subscribe, then make sure to activate the bell notification button so you'll never miss an episode. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I'll see you again soon.